I'm only 19 years old, and I'm starting to feel way older than I am. When I first started watching the NFL, there were some incredible players: Antonio Gates, Devin Hester, Marvin Harrison, even the Mannings. Those were all players that I grew up watching. Now, these players have sons that are entering the NFL. One guy in the 2024 NFL Draft has been generating a lot of buzz. A player who won the Shrine Bowl MVP is a son of NFL legend Frank Gore, and they share the same name, Frank Gore Jr. A player who has put up some gaudy numbers at Southern Miss and is a player who may be intriguing in an NFL draft class that maybe isn't the strongest at the running back position. But hey guys, if you guys are new to this channel, leave a like and subscribe to the video. We have done a ton of these NFL prospect spotlights, and we are going to continue them leading up into the NFL draft. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Frank Gore Jr. Gore went to a smaller school in Southern Miss, and despite playing some lesser competition, put up some unbelievable numbers for the Golden Eagles. In 2022, Gore finished the year with 1,378 yards and 9 touchdowns on 227 carries. He also had 19 receptions for an extra 219. In 2023, his numbers were up there yet again. He had 1,119 yards and 10 touchdowns on the year, as well as 27 receptions for 224 yards. The numbers that are going to really jump off the page are the bowl game, when Gore set a record. He rushed for a whopping 328 yards in the 2022 bowl game, and he has shown explosiveness and put up some ridiculous numbers. Gore is a very interesting player. Southern Miss lined up Gore in a number of different ways. They lined him up in the slot as a receiver, they lined him up in I formation, and they used Gore in a ton of different ways in their offense, and I like to see that from him. He shows some versatility in terms of how he can play, and despite maybe not having the greatest receiving numbers, he shows some nice potential there. Gore has home run speed. When he gets to the second level, he hits another gear, and he's a very hard player to bring down. He is a smaller back, but he shows some home run potential simply due to elite speed down the field, and I really like that about him. Something that I noticed with Gore was he had a lot of jump cuts and jukes in the open field. He falls forward when he's tackled, and he's a very elusive back. He also showcases power and is a very strong runner, similar to his dad. But I want to see that a bit more in the backfield more consistently. On the tape I watched, it felt like Gore was a straight line runner. I want to see him be a bit more patient in the backfield, wait for a hole to open up, and I think if he did that more consistently, he would definitely be higher on my board, but I do have some questions about his vision and his patience. With a small frame, I also don't think Gore offers a ton as a blocker. He was used as a rotational guy, and he didn't have the strength necessary to hold his blocks and didn't have a strong anchor. And that was another thing I was concerned about. Gore is a running back prospect that I'm not sure what to make of. He's very fast, and he's got good production against weak competition. I have concerns about his smaller frame, his vision, hasn't put up elite receiving numbers, and he's not a great blocker either. I'm not saying he's a bad running back, but he is my number 18 running back in the class. It's not an amazing class, but I think there are some legitimate concerns with Frank Gore Jr. as a player. Gore is a very scheme versatile back, which is something that I really love about him. He could be a receiving back for you. Even though he hasn't shown it a ton, you can see it on tape in terms of his position versatility, but on top of that, he could be a short yardage power back. He can run in an outside zone scheme. He was used a lot of different ways for the Golden Eagles, and I think that that's going to translate very well to the NFL. My player comparison for Frank Gore Jr. is New York Giants running back Devin Singletary. Neither of them are the biggest running backs in the world, but they both run with a lot of speed and a lot of power. Their measurables are almost identical, and I think they have a very similar running style, and I think Singletary has kind of become an underrated player in the NFL since he's come over for both the Bills and the Texans. I think Gore could have a very similar impact if given an opportunity. Frank Gore Jr. is a very interesting running back. There's a lot of similarities you can see with his dad in terms of his power, but I think there are some areas that Gore can improve on. It's not a great running back class, but I think Frank Gore Jr. will be picked between the 6th and 7th rounds of the 2024 NFL Draft.